There's no denying it. Non-alcoholic beer is having a moment. With big name brands and craft breweries joining the game, which should you stock up on? Let's put it to the taste. Welcome to The Taste Test, the show where ATK Reviews team goes above and beyond tasting ingredients so that you can make smart decisions when you shop. Now today I'm joined by Bridget Lancaster,
Me.
co-host of America's Test Kitchen and Cook's Country TV. Bridget, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me here.
It's so great to have you. So today we are going to taste non-alcoholic beer. Now I understand that you actually brew beer.
I do. I brew regular beer, not non-alcoholic, because I don't have those facilities. But it's, I love making beer. I think it's taught me so much about chemistry. It's taught me about fermentation and time. It's taught me about sanitation, all these different things that you don't think of when you pick up a beer to drink it. But it's really, all of that is necessary to making a great brew.
So today we are tasting 18 different non-alcoholic beers. And I know that non-alcoholic beer has had a kind of a bad reputation. They first started making it during Prohibition, and they had to get it below 0.5% alcohol by volume to be able to sell it during that time. And so what they would do is heat it up and burn off the alcohol, and then it left the rest of it tasting kind of bad.
Yeah.
And they called it near beer. And so for decades since Prohibition, everybody was like, no, this is not good. Now there's been some new advances in the technology. There's never really been a better time to taste non-alcoholic beers. There's so many out on the market right now.
I'm really psyched because I actually love the flavor of beer. So let's get going.
Yeah. Today we've got lagers, ales, wheats, IPAs, and stouts. So we're going to start with the ones on our left and move to the right.
Okay, great.
Okay. What a pretty color. It looks like honey.
It's gorgeous. Fine bubbles, nice carbonation.
Lovely smell.
That is refreshing. I would call this a gorgeous lawnmower beer.
Yeah.
Meaning I've just finished mowing the lawn.
Yeah, it's really bright, it's clean, it's to me very refreshing.
Yeah.
Let's try the next one.
That is a little bit deeper in color, and the color's mostly the choice of barley that they use.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You mean the different barleys have different colors that
Yeah.
they produce. Okay.
And they might toast them or not.
This has a lighter scent. It's not as full.
But there's a much stronger taste. And
Yeah, it's really bright, it's clean, it's to me very refreshing.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Very light scent. Yeah.
Actually, there's something a little floral there.
Yeah.
It's like rose petal.
It's like a very short finish. It's
Fleeting.
like nothing. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
fleeting.
good. Okay, let's try this one. Number 4.
There's a hop called Hallertau, and that's what it smells like to me. I don't know if they use it in here.
Huh, I don't know. Maybe they do.
This tastes like an all-American beer.
It's very straightforward.
This is what I think a lot of modern day people might call a near beer.
It's not bad. It's just like it doesn't have the presence of the first two.
I just
Last
want to
one.
point out, whoever poured these needs to start working in a bar.
Yeah.
'Cause I prefer my beer filled up to the rim.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
Has an interesting smell. A little bit more.
It's a little hoppier.
Yeah.
But there's a caramel.
Okay, that's interesting. That's so different from the other ones.
It's a little flat. That's my main problem. But it's got a really nice complex taste.
Well, let's find out what they are. What do you
right.
think? Okay. So our first one here is Heineken 0.0. Our tasters said this had balanced flavor and yeastiness. It was pretty close to the regular alcoholic version.
It's very close to a Heine.
Yeah, pleasantly full-bodied. Some people found it a little too sweet, but in general, really liked it.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Next, we have the Bitburger, and this is a German brewed beer. Reminded us of the characteristics of other beers that are German brewed, if you know. It had the right amount of bitterness and yeasty flavor. So then we have O'Doul's non-alcoholic brew. This is one of the original non-alcoholic beers. Sweet aftertaste and lingered in an almost cloying way, but still had a nice effervescence and flavor. And then we have the Budweiser Zero, full flavored, zero alcohol brew. People found that it was medium bodied with nice carbonation, but it was almost like a beer flavored soda, somebody said.
That's perfect.
Pretty accurate.
That's spot on description. Yeah.
Right? And our last one here is the Asahi Dry Zero. The tasting panel said it had a pleasant hoppy taste that also had slightly yeasty notes, but was a bit watery.
I think if it was been carbonated a little bit more, we'd be picking up.
I thought it had a great flavor as well, but I agree it was a little bit less fizzy than I wanted.
Yep.
For more information, head to americastestkitchen.com or check out our ATK app. So now we have some ales. And I understand ale is a very large category that has different styles inside of it. What are some of the styles?
Yeah, it's a huge category. I mean, it looks here like you've got some blonde, amber, pale ales, sours fall into the ale category. So what do we got here?
Well, let's find out. Want to start with the first one on the left?
Sounds great.
Okay.
All right.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that smells like honey.
Yeah, ales are top fermented. That means the yeast sits at the top. And it's quicker.
Really very, very different from the last flight.
I'm going to tell you what I taste there. I get a little bit of banana,
I notice it seems bright and strong.
a little more substantial.
Yeah, definitely substantial.
You
Want
wanna
to go
move
for the
on?
next one? Yeah.
The middle. And you can taste the hop in here
Okay.
quite a bit. Hops can have all these different flavors, from citrus to fruitiness to bitterness. They can add some tannins. I taste this, and the first thing I get is a little bit of pineapple.
Yes.
And it doesn't taste like pineapple, though.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no. It's definitely almost like a hint of it.
Now, look at this. This is like the perfect little miniature glass of
I
beer.
know, it's so cute.
Like when you look up beer in the dictionary and there's
There
a
it
picture,
is.
that's what that looks like.
Oh, interesting. Much sweeter.
And that can be because of the yeast or, again, the type of malt that's used.
Okay, let's find out what they are.
Sounds great.
The first is Partake. So this is a non-alcoholic blonde from Partake Brewing.
No, that was really, really tasty.
The middle beer is Athletic Brewing Company Upside Dawn Golden. So that is the one that we both really enjoyed.
Yeah, just super refreshing. It's got that little bit of pininess, a little bit of that pineapple.
Number 3, this is Omission Balanced Brewing Good to Go Golden.
This was your favorite, I think.
I think it was, yeah.
But this is the one that tastes toasty. A little bit sweet.
Yeah, but I don't hate that. I kind of like the sweetness. So I thought all 3 of these were great. I was really pretty impressed.
Definitely impressive. They've come a long way, but you'd be hard pressed to figure out any of these were non-alcoholic. Yeah, this was a great flight.
Yay. So our next category, these are wheats. And while they're technically ales, we found so many in this style that we gave it its own category. Well, let's try the first one.
Sounds good.
All right. I noticed they have 3 different colors. This one's kind of the medium color.
Yeah, that's a really nice smell.
It is.
There's a spice to it, a cardamom or a coriander.
Yeah. Wow. It's got a very neutral finish, though. But
All right.
let's try this guy. Okay. Really sweet.
Yeah, this is not my favorite here.
This is like some kind of fruit punch.
This one tastes like a Biscoff cookie to me.
Oh, wow.
All right, another perfect baby pint.
Very amber colored compared to the others.
Yes.
I'm not getting much scent.
Well, that corresponds with I'm not getting much flavor. The eye usually will trick you too, especially if you see something in a darker color in a beer, you're going to think this has got a lot more flavor, naturally. But
You would be wrong.
you would be wrong. Yeah, it's definitely malty, but of the 3 of these, I would say that this first one is my favorite.
Yeah. Want to see what they are?
I would love that.
Okay, let's find out. So our first one, Weihenstephaner non-alcoholic malt beverage.
This first one I found the most interesting.
We were saying it's a little bit less flavorful than we'd want.
Right.
Yeah, this one is Seria Brewing Company Grain Wave. It's Belgian style white. That was the one that I thought tasted kind of like lemonade.
This is the one that I thought tasted like a Biscoff.
Yeah. And let's see the third one. Well-Being Non-Alcoholic Brew Heavenly Body Golden Wheat. Definitely heavenly because it's not on earth. I don't really taste it.
The flavor floated away.
Right, it flew off.
Yeah, I mean, overall, again, still none were my favorite.
Okay, let's see what the taster said. So this category overall was the one that our tasters were the least impressed by. And I think we kind of agree. We weren't finding our favorites here today.
Right.
The Weihenstephaner, you'll find it light, yeasty, slightly sweet. People were not crazy about it, though. They said it was a little bit chemically fruity notes in the aftertaste. And I think one of the reasons that we learned that this category is a little hard to make in a non-alcoholic beer. It takes away some of the body that this style typically has.
Right.
So it does tend to kind of change it from what, a typical wheat type beer would be. So, Seria Brewing Company, this is actually made by the person who created the Belgian-style ale Blue Moon.
Oh, okay.
Somebody called it sweet and tropical, Fruit Loops and Sprite with a malty aftertaste. I think that's pretty much in line with what we found.
Yep.
And third, the well-being. The tasters found a little bitterness, hoppy flavors, funky vinegar taste. They kind of found some things they weren't crazy about.
You know, I can appreciate a really good wheat beer, especially on a hot day. But these non-alcoholic selections are just not doing it for me.
So now we have IPAs.
IPAs. Well, are you sure they're all IPAs?
Well, that one looks like water, but yes, they tell us these are IPAs.
Yeah, out of the ales, I really enjoy a good IPA. They can get a little ridiculous in terms of hoppiness. A lot of people will hop this maybe once, twice, or 3 times during the brewing process. I mean, hops are great. They can add a lot of balance and flavor, but you know, originally hops were added to this assertively to preserve the beer on its long voyage in hot ships on its way to India.
So that's why it's IPA India Pale Ale.
Boom.
Okay.
Flavor's going to be a big player here,
Okay.
and aroma. Yeah, definitely.
Ooh, nice aroma.
Yeah. So there's a West Coast, East Coast thing going on.
Oh, really? Okay.
The West Coast, they use West Coast hops like Cascade or Chinook, and they tend to be more piney.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, here on the East Coast, we're all about those citrusy flavors. Actually, one of the hops is called Citra. So you get fruitiness, you get a lot of fruity flavors and citrus flavors, and then some people just use all different types.
So was this more for you on the piney or the citrus side?
You know, I would swear I'm tasting or smelling Simcoe, but I'm tasting a little bit of citrus there too.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a lovely beer. That's a lovely beer.
Let's see if we can beat it with this next one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's also nicely fragrant. They really smell like flowers to me, like nice flowers.
Wait till you taste this one.
Wow, okay. Yeah, it's very sour. It's very almost, I don't want to say astringent, but it has that kind of like on the tongue
Yep.
kind of tartness.
A little bit more of a tannic flavor in there. A
Yep.
little bit of a bitterness coming through.
Yeah, and there's no sweetness, like none. Forget
Right.
it.
Now this, I think you're punking me.
Let's find out.
If this is 7-Up, I'm going to be really upset. It is not 7-Up.
Wow, that is different. It tastes like like a seltzer with a fruit flavor.
Like the first whiff I'm getting is a freshly opened package of Pez.
Oh my God, you're right. Pez. Wow, that brings me back.
Yeah.
But it's not bad. It's actually kind of interesting.
It definitely has a candy thing going on there.
Well, let's see if we can impress on the last one.
All right.
Oh, wow. That's really complex.
This actually tastes like actual IPA. Like
Yeah,
there's
this
really
is-
good body, a little bit of tartness,
Yep.
but you get a little, not so much pine, but
Yeah.
no skunk. Sometimes IPAs can get skunky too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would be bad. But this does not have any hint of that. I would go out of my way and get that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Me too. I think that might be my favorite. Number 1, number 2, and we won't speak about this again.
Let's find out what they are. Number 1, which we both liked, was the Samuel Adams Just the Haze IPA.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, that's an East Coast, so that makes sense. So it's
Yeah.
got that citrusy flavor to it.
Yeah, and it was, I thought, nice and rounded, and even, like, I don't want to say sweet, but it was definitely had, like, that hint of sweetness that
Yep.
I kind of enjoyed.
That was definitely drinkable.
Okay, here comes number 2, the one that we enjoyed, and it is by Zero Gravity. It's the Rescue Club IPA, non-alcoholic.
It wasn't quite as memorable,
Yeah.
but a really good IPA.
Yeah, really delightful. And this is from Burlington, Vermont.
Okay.
So we've got our East Coast
Yep.
well represented so far.
Yeah, we do.
Let's see number 3. Okay, this explains a lot. This is Lagunitas Brewing Company Hoppy Refresher Sparkling Hop Water. So it's actually not necessarily a non-alcoholic beer. It is a hop water, but they call it IPA inspired. Yeah. Okay, and so the last one. This is Flavor, FLVR, West Coast style IPA.
Oh, they don't have any time for vowels.
No vowels here.
That's the one where we got some assertive hops in there.
Yeah, so it's interesting. We liked an East Coast style and a West Coast style.
Yep, I really appreciate this. Got that little bit of pininess. This one was definitely citrus forward. So
Yeah, but both equally delicious. The tasting panel agreed with us that this was really delicious. Definitely we liked its bold bitterness, impressively fizzy and bright with a fair bit of hoppiness.
yeah, I'd say that nails it.
And on the east, we have Samuel Adams, Just a Haze, tasted of fruity hops and won high praise.
I think the IPAs, with the exception of this, because I'm going to give it a break here, because it really is, it's here because it's inspired by IPAs, but it's not an IPA, non-alcoholic beer. But I would say as a category, these were all really good.
Yeah, I totally agree. These are lovely.
Yeah.
So now we have Stout.
Finishing on a great note, this is one of my favorite types of beer. It's another ale, so you're going to have barley in there, but a lot of the barley, or some of it, might be toasted to a pretty dark point. So you might be getting some chocolate malt in there. It's going to be lightly hopped, usually, but a lot of body.
Yeah, see, I love that. I like anything, I like dark toast.
Yeah.
I like everything kind of like really roasty, dark.
Yeah. It's kind of the pumpernickel of beer.
Yeah. All right, well, pumpernickel, here we go. First one.
It's got a fruity aroma, though.
I think I expected more flavor and body because I see that dark color. I'm looking for like that full flavor.
Yeah, I mean, it does have a lot of the complexity of a stout in the fact that it's got that really deep note, but there's not a lot of it. It's kind of fleeting.
Yeah.
The body it's a little thin in terms of it, and there's a really interesting vegetal thing that I'm picking up on
Mineral,
too.
definitely, yeah.
Now this, number 2 here, is exactly what I think of when I think of a stout.
Yeah, with the creamy kind of head on the top. And
exactly.
that deep color.
And you know, often when you're pouring, so stouts are often not only carbonated with carbon dioxide, but with nitrogen. So that's how they get a creamier texture to them.
It looks like espresso.
It does.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. No, this has a lot more going for it in terms of balance, in terms of body.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna just keep you talking while I drink this one because this is good. I'm done here.
That's that's your toasted bread there.
Yeah, no, I love this.
Yeah.
All right, last one.
What is that?
Huh.
Like a molasses, again, mineral smell to it. Tobacco.
Yes, tobacco.
Smoke.
Wow, you're good. I guess you've been doing this a while. Huh? It's like not as, to me, as delicious as the last one, but it's a really interesting drink.
You have to contemplate this one.
So what did you like best?
I'm going to have to go with the middle. This tastes the most like a traditional stout that I would expect, like a commercial stout that I know very well. That is sometimes good for you, as they say.
Ooh.
If I'm having a shepherd's pie, I'm going with this one.
Oh yeah, me too. This one, I'm gonna run off with this one
Yeah.
after the shoot. Let's find out what they are.
Perfect.
Okay. All right. First one, Athletic Brewing Company, All Out Extra Dark.
Okay, great.
Here comes the second one, which I think you guessed. It's Guinness, and that's their zero non-alcoholic draft. It says malt beverage with natural flavors.
Now, does this have the widget in it, like the traditional can?
It does. And what does
Yeah.
that do?
So when you crack that can open, the widget helps to produce that thicker body with that creamy head that you would get from a pub draft, drawing a pint from.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So even though you've opened a can, you feel that you've had a real draft.
Correct.
Cool.
Correct.
Here comes number 3. This is the Bravas Brewing Company Oatmeal Dark.
And oatmeal. Well, a lot of imperial stouts are sometimes oatmeal stouts.
Really?
Not always,
Okay.
but often. But that's that giving you that oatmeal they're using in there. So it's giving you that little bit more of a toasty flavor that you were picking up on.
I really like that. I thought that was so interesting and so good.
Yeah, and then that would also, oatmeal is pretty high in sugar, so you're getting a little bit of that sweetness too.
Yeah. So let's hear what the tasting panel thought. I think everybody agreed with us. They were impressed with this non-alcoholic Guinness. Flavor-wise, it hit all the coffee, licorice, rye, and bread notes of its alcoholic counterpart. The All Out by Athletic Brewing offers a funkier and fruity twist, but was also well received. And the Oatmeal Dark had a nice malty scent, molasses, vegetal notes, but somebody compared it to a less sweet Coca-Cola. But my favorite is, I think, the Guinness.
I think that is my favorite too.
Well, here we go.
Slanja.
Yeah.
Perfect. We are still standing. This is impressive.
Yes, when you think about that.
I'd say the ones that are my favorite are the ones that could trick me into thinking that they're an actual beer. And I got to start off with the last one. That was the Guinness Stout. That was one of my favorites. And then went all the way down here. That was that gorgeous Bitburger, which is kind of a Pilsner style. And then I think in terms of ales, this was a lovely way to start down the ale trail here that you had. So yeah, I'm going to stick with Athletic Brewing Company there.
So thank you so much for coming today. This was so fun.
I had a blast, Lisa. Thank you.
I learned so much from you today, and I just love hanging out with you.
Same.
Awesome. Here are ATK's recommended non-alcoholic beers. For lager, Heineken 0.0. In ale, Athletic Brewing Company Upside Dawn Golden Non-Alcoholic Brew. In wheat, Well-Being Heavenly Body Non-Alcoholic Golden Wheat. For IPA, Untitled Art, West Coast Non-Alcoholic IPA. And for Stout, Guinness Zero Non-Alcoholic Draft. For more information on all of the non-alcoholic beers we tasted today, head to americastestkitchen.com or check out our ATK app.